Hey everyone, it's Jason Pannone, Head of Reference and Cultural Assets Manager here at the East Hartford Public Library. For this installment of Raiders of the Lost Archive, I am going to show you a recently acquired, as of November 2020 when this video was filmed, item in our collection, and it's related to the Pitkin family. Spoke recently, we had a collector, and we acquired from this collector a estate reckoning for Stephen Pitkin of East Hartford, one of the famous Pitkin family, and I'm assuming it's his brother, some relation, Joseph Pitkin, was the executor of the estate. And it goes through year by year from about 1816 to I think 1824, all the outlays that Stephen Pitkin made, either paying for taxes, donation to the Bible Society, even as things as mundane as paying a doctor's bill, settling up a doctor's account, and paying for a horse. It's kind of neat because just shows just how wealthy the Pitkins were. And you might look at the document, which I'll show in a minute, and see that he paid $425. And you might think, well, that's not a lot of money. Well, $425 in, I think the year I'm referencing is 1819. That's roughly $9,000 today. And when you consider that the average weekly wage for a worker in 1819 was $5 a week, $425 is a lot of money, especially at that time. So it really just goes to show the wealth and power of the Pitkin family in the early 19th century. I'm not sure which Pitkin this is. I've been doing trying to reconstruct the genealogy for another project, and my suspicion, and if you forgive me for a minute, I'm going to be looking at my computer. Here we go. I think this is the fourth generation of the Pitkins. The first generation being William Pitkin the First, 1635 to 1694. He was the first member of the Pitkin family to come to Hartford and establish the clan. Now, what gets tricky is the fact that William the First had 8 children, 6 of whom had their own children, and each of the generations had roughly 8 to 9 children each. And they would recycle names through the generations, so we actually get down to William Pitkin IV in the 4th generation. Also Josephs, Johns, Caleb's, Nathaniel's, and for the women, Hannah gets used a lot. Jerusha, there's a biblical name for you. Anne, Deborah, Elizabeth. So sometimes it's not always easy, because even within the same generation, there might be 3 siblings having children and naming each of their respective children with the same names that their siblings named their children. So it's a little tricky. But I do think this is the 4th generation of the Pitkin family, basically when they were at the height of their prominence and power in Connecticut. So it's really, really cool, just even in terms of like economics, but just showing the power of the Pitkin family and just how wealthy they were. Another interesting note, you'll see the name Ozias Roberts listed in this document, and this is the Ozias Roberts who was the father of Esther Raymond, and Mrs. Raymond was the wife of Albert Raymond, who gave the money and the land to start the East Hartford Public Library. So there's an interesting connection there, and it also shows that Ozias Roberts, who appears to be the tax collector, because he's the one to whom Stephen Pitkin is paying not only his local but also his state taxes, he's another mover and shaker in town, because that would have been a position of high prominence, and we do know that Ozias Roberts was a very wealthy ship's captain, so he would have been used to dealing with these accounts and would have been a man of status not only in East Hartford but in the state as well. So it's a super cool document, so go ahead and take a look at the pictures, and if you have any questions, please give me a holler, and I'll let you know. We do have quite a bit of Pitkin material, and we keep uncovering more. And hopefully we'll get this all put into something to really show how important the Pitkins were, not just to Connecticut, but on the larger stage of our country. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. And until then, Practice safe social distancing, wash your hands, and wear your mask, and be well. We'll see you later. Bye.